Hi. All right. So I got this weird message, and because I get a lot of that. Oh gosh, looks like a camel licked my head. I got this weird message, and like I said, because I get a lot of those, I'm just gonna say that I get a lot of weird messages because that's my life. And but I got this message that was asking me, um, am I? Because I like My Chemical Romance. Am I a Killjoy? I had no clue what you were talking about. I'm like, what is happening? So then I looked it up because that's what I do. I research, and apparently they released an album that was called Okay, you have to understand that after they did the song Desolation Row for Watchmen, I kind of checked out because the song wasn't that great. The movie I wasn't that impressed with. And you have to understand before you're like, um, the movie is like when I like the comic series or the comic book, whatever it is. The comic itself is like ahead of its time, but oh, it's warm in here. But the fact is, when the movie came out, and I even watched it again. And the problem is that I watched it with someone who is like an avid fan, so they're like telling me how to watch it, and I'm like, you can go fuck yourself, because you're just not making it any better. I hate when people do that, when they tell you how you're supposed to watch it, because apparently you're an idiot to what is going on. But, I mean, I knew more about it than he did. I don't care that he liked it. I understood more than about it than him. And, but, yeah, the song itself, what is it, Desolation Row, I wasn't impressed with it. And that was kind of the point where My Chemical Romance was kind of growing up. Well, they were growing up, and a lot of us fans were not. We didn't like that. Not me so much. It was just the song itself was just not. I didn't dig it. You know how you hear a song and you're just like, oh, okay. But and I'm also not into this whole thing of everything has to have a nickname. I remember when I was into the Newsies fandom, and for some reason, Christian Bale fans were Bale heads. I don't understand that. I don't know where that cropped up because it sounds weird. But I didn't say anything until now. I, I don't know where they thought that was okay. But yeah, everything has to have a nickname. Like the fandom itself, I guess, but when you're calling yourself something, I don't get it. Um but anyway, yeah, when you're asking me if I'm a killjoy, I at first I thought, are you saying that I'm not fun? Cuz yeah, you got to be specific first of all. I guess you were in a way, but at the same time, and cuz another thing you have to understand is I don't keep up with these celebrities. I mean, they're I just found out a year and a half ago that Zach Venges is from Washington State. I thought he was from California, and I have I have a friend who still makes fun of me for that. He's like, "You didn't know?" I'm like, "No." So like for about 6 months, I've been looking at people from Washington State. It's like, wow, it's not just Nirvana and Bing Crosby. Oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, and Chris Pratt too. I guess he's from around here. But seriously, I don't. And I remember even during the emo era, there were people that were like, "Oh yeah, did you know that Frank Iero got married?" I'm like, "Good for him. People get married." Oh, and I remember when Gerard Way got married. The only reason I remember Gerard Way getting married is because all the fangirls were like, "No, how could he get married?" It's like people get married. Why are you so upset over this? One girl was like, "He wasn't supposed to get married." I was like, "Was he having a secret love affair with you? He's gonna get married." Ugh. Yeah. But I don't. I don't keep up with famous people. I just don't. But anyway, yeah. And a lot of times I don't keep up with them. Like today, my mom. I like Josh Groban. I love his music and everything. But my mom, she brought up one of the songs. She was looking online for a specific song and she found like this song. She's like, I've never heard of it. She's like, did you? I was like, no. She's like, how come you don't know? I'm like, so anyhow, yeah, I don't know this album. I guess the album is Killjoys. So yeah, now I'm gonna have all you My Chemical Romance fans. We trusted you. What is the matter with you? We don't like you anymore. Sorry. You're a fake emo. Oh, I was telling a friend of mine about how I would skip work to watch My Chemical Romance and all the other emo bands on MTV when they were doing specials and everything, and how my boss knew. She says, "Okay, you have a bad case of emo-itis again." Yeah, I miss those days. I really do. I liked working at that store, but then we got new managers and it just went all to hell. So anyway, Killjoys. I looked up, and I think I heard this song before. I may have. It sounded familiar. So I was listening to the song Na 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 Na. There's a lot of nas in there. The last song that I ever heard Na 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 in is All the Small Things. But the song isn't bad. It's really catchy. That didn't sound like Gerard Way. That didn't sound like My Chemical Romance at all. The My Chemical Romance that I remember. So, but yeah, I'll have to listen to the rest of the album, I guess. I guess I'll do that. But it's funny to me that My Chemical Romance would make albums, just pump them out right and left, and fans would snatch it up and have no problem with it. But Green Day, it's like, and I've told friends about this, and other people about this. Green Day, after American Idiot, it was like they would release an album, like they released 21st Century Breakdown, and people were so upset because it wasn't like American Idiot. Well, you're not going to get another album like American Idiot. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. It was great for the day. We needed an album like that. I mean, it was almost like Green Day knew. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is that that album was released, and My Chemical Romance released Three Cheers the same year. So it was just an explosion of fantastic music. So yeah, that was an amazing year. That was awesome. But yeah, fans are just weird like that. Like My Chemical Romance could release an album right now, not even condition themselves, and fans would be fine. Green Day, they haven't taken a hiatus at all. And it's like, well, like they're uno dos tres. People are bad mouthing it even now. They don't go back to it, but even with 21st Century Breakdown, people go back to it and they're like, oh, actually, this is not so bad. It's like, why did you have a problem with it then? And Revolution Radio, um, yeah, I just don't get it. Revolution Radio, they said, oh yeah, because it's like American Idiot. So every album has to be like American Idiot now. Why? Before, they would release an album and people were fine. But now, after American Idiot, it's like, if it's not like American Idiot, you're gonna have a shit fit. I don't get it. You release that one iconic album, and whatever. Well, and it's just like Billy Joe had that side project. And you're all of a sudden latching onto it. People are already saying, well, I don't like it. You can't listen to enjoy anymore. You can't listen, you can't watch, you can't be entertained to be entertained. Now people are watching and listening to criticize and hate. That seems to be the thing now. It's like, can you just watch to watch and be entertained? Everybody's a critic now. It's the truth. But yeah, I should probably listen to Desolation Row again. I don't think I have since its release. I just remember listening to it, and I mean, the song goes with the movie. I mean, there have been so many times where the theme song has nothing to do, where the single that is released for the movie has absolutely nothing to do with, like, oh gosh, what was that? There was one released a couple years ago, and I wish I could remember what it was. I think it was one of the Disney movies. And the song, I think it was that Good Dinosaur, and the song that was rolling with the credits, I think that was like the theme song. It really had no purpose to it. And as much as I love Prince of Persia, I do. I love that movie. The game itself can be kind of corny. So the movie, you can hate it as much as you want. Oh, video game movies don't work and everything. Well, fine, you can have that philosophy, but I already did that video. But but the song by Alanis Morissette, I don't know that it worked. That was another one. So anyway, but My Chemical Romance, their song Desolation Row for Watchmen did work. I just couldn't get into it. And like I said, it was at that time where they were done being the rebellious kids. They were starting to grow up a little bit more. They were trying to transition. And a lot of fans just weren't into that. I wasn't one of those, I just wasn't feeling the song. Yeah, they got a lot of backlash for trying to grow up. It was like, half of them are married? Geez. When Frank got married, a lot of the fans. This is what a lot of kids don't get. What a lot of you fans don't understand is we had a love-hate relationship. A lot of the fans, from when they first started, back in the early 2000s, we had such a love-hate relationship with them. It was like, Frank would get married and Gerard got married. Those were the two that people loved the most. Well, of course, they loved Mikey too, before he got LASIK. Once he got LASIK, he turned into kind of a dick. But, yeah, it was just. when those two got married and everyone was, there were a lot of girls that were freaking out. They're like, no, that's not supposed to happen. And of course, Mikey, when he changed, he no longer had the glasses. He all of a sudden changed his look because he got the LASIK eye surgery. And his whole attitude just changed. A lot of people weren't liking him anymore. So then he changed even more and he turned into a big asshole. Because of that. He's like, oh, nobody likes me, and blah, blah. It was just awful. And it was like, so yeah, we were just having. So it's not like everybody liked them. We liked their music, but a lot of times when it came to them, we didn't like them so much. We would like them, and then the next thing you knew, we didn't like them. So it was like back and forth. Yeah. Like I said, love-hate relationship. But, that's how it is a lot of times with celebrities. Every celebrity goes through it. The celebrity and fan relationship, it's just one of those things. I'm sure you could go down the list and see, but yeah, it wasn't always a fun thing. But anyway, but I've seen how you guys treat these guys now. You guys are so. You guys still don't understand Frank's sarcastic attitude. Dude, he is so sarcastic. His sarcasm is off the charts. You guys just have got to understand that. He's not being an ass. Well, maybe he is, but that's part of his sarcasm. He's not saying the stuff to be mean. He's just. There are things that he says that's just off the cuff, Just don't lash out at him because you don't understand his humor. You just need to calm down a little bit. And I will defend him because I think he's hilarious. But, yeah. Well, I would defend all of them. I don't, Gerard is hardly on anymore. But anyway, yeah, so I'll give Killjoy. Like I said, I saw that message and I thought that they were insulting me. Are you Killjoy? I'm like, what? What? And I know I rambled a little bit in this video, but, about other things. I tend to do that, but anyhow, I'll give the rest of it a listen. And but what's funny is before I close and everything, I watched the video. And that is so Gerard Way. That is such his imagination. It's so wild and out there. That bear head thing. I think that's a bear head. That was the futuristic bear head that was wandering around in the entire video. Yeah, that was. And their superhero thing and na 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 na. How many nas are in that? But anyway, I think I've mentioned that one before, and I just forgot. It seems like in another video I mentioned it, but I didn't know I thought it was a single, kind of like Desolation Row. But yeah, I'll give the rest of the album a listen. But no, I'm not a Killjoy. Anyhow. Yeah, I kind of drifted from the band. It's not that I don't like the band, because I love their music. But I kind of drifted after that song Desolation Row. I'm kind of like, oh, is this what their music's gonna be like now? Okay, I'll just stick with this over here. But I continued to watch highlights from their concerts. They gave outstanding concerts. Oh, their stuff was amazing. And like I said, Gerard is creative. Super creative. So, but anyway, my throat's giving out. So, but yeah, I'll give the rest of it a listen. Like I said, just when someone uses the word Killjoy and I know it from another meaning. So, and I had no idea that it was an album. You threw me off.